Pocket FM.
To unlock all the episodes, click the link in bio.
Rhys wakes from a nightmare of Noah and others taken while searching for Trinity. He's in London with Noah, pursuing a lead on her disappearance, but the dream felt too real. Their contact, Elise, leads them to an estate in the woods where Trinity was taken. Approaching it, Rhys feels a shift, and darkness falls. He awakens back in the nightmare battlefield with Noah, warlocks chanting. Was the airport a lie? Is this Noah real? Is Trinity here? Was their journey a loop? Is this reality? What horrors await? Rhys shot up, gasping for breath. His chest heaved as the final image from the dream dissolved. Vincent screaming, Noah vanishing into thin air, Juniper taken by shadows, and Trinity. Always Trinity. The pain felt so real. His hands trembled as he touched his face, his skin damp with sweat. He was at the airport. It hadn't happened. None of it. A wave of nausea hit him. Was it possible to grieve something that hadn't happened? How could he feel so hollow for people who hadn't died? For a war that never occurred? He looked to his left. An empty chair, a wrinkled newspaper, a coffee cup half full, then a voice. Rhys? He turned sharply. Noah. His throat dried up. Noah, alive, confused, very much real. You okay, man? You looked like you were having a seizure in your sleep. Rhys stared at him, words caught somewhere between shock and relief. Where are we going again? To Elmsmere. You said you had a tip on Caleb. Someone spotted his crew in the forest near the old monastery ruins. Trinity. The name struck his heart like lightning. The dream was fiction, but her disappearance was not. Trinity had been missing for 36 hours. Rhys stood up, his voice low. Let's go. The flight was short, but Rhys barely heard the roar of the engines. Noah leaned over, trying to lighten the mood. You sure that tip was legit? Rhys nodded. I don't know. But if Caleb is involved, it makes sense they'd go somewhere forgotten, remote, hard to track. Noah looked unconvinced. You didn't sleep at all last night, did you? I did, Rhys said softly. But I think my mind kept running even in sleep. They landed in Elmsmere, a sleepy forest town nestled against the mountains. The same forest from his dream, the exact trees, the same fog. What is it? Noah asked. I've seen this before, Rhys murmured. Noah frowned. You mean in the dream? He nodded slowly. Everything feels like it's overlapping. They drove in silence, making their way to the ruins. But as they approached, Rhys's instincts screamed danger. Stop the car. Noah slammed the brakes. They both jumped out, surveying the area. There, movement. But when they ran toward it, they found nothing. No signs of struggle, no traces of people. Just an eerie silence that didn't sit right. They were here, Rhys muttered. I can feel it. Then, just beyond the tree line, something glinted. A necklace. Trinity's. Rhys clutched the necklace, his fingers trembling. She was here, he whispered. Noah's eyes widened. But how long ago? They searched the area thoroughly. They found broken branches, faint scuff marks in the dirt, and strange symbols etched into stones. Old symbols. Magic ones. Not just any magic. Warlock sigils. This is Caleb, Noah said, crouching by one of the carvings. Rhys's eyes darkened. No, this is worse. These symbols, their bindings. They had used this place for a ritual, possibly to hold someone, possibly Trinity. As the sun dipped, casting long shadows through the trees, the air grew colder. Rhys's breath fogged. Something was off. Time felt warped. The ruins shimmered faintly under moonlight like a mirage. Noah stepped into the center of the clearing and vanished. Rhys shouted his name, rushing forward. But the air rippled like water. Then nothing. Noah was gone, just like in the dream. Rhys spun around. Noah! He screamed. Nothing but trees. The necklace still clutched in his hand felt heavier now. He tried stepping where Noah had stood, but nothing happened. Caleb, he growled. You're playing games again. He knelt, examining the stones. A circle with a gap in its edge. A broken protection ward. If it wasn't complete, someone could be pulled through, but not return. Rhys's heart thundered. He took out his phone. No signal. Then, a whisper. A voice in the wind. Rhys. He turned. Trinity? But no, it wasn't her. Another figure emerged from the mist, a girl in a long coat with golden eyes that shimmered unnaturally. Her voice was soft, musical. "You've crossed into a place you weren't meant to reach." "Where's Noah?" Reese demanded. The girl tilted her head. "With the others." "What others?" "The ones who went missing and never returned." Reese's breath hitched. The dream was becoming a prophecy. The girl led Reese deeper into the ruins, past invisible barriers that shimmered as they stepped through. Every inch of this place felt like a memory come to life. "Why are you helping me?" he asked. "I'm not," she replied. "I'm studying you." Reese stopped walking. "Studying?" She turned to face him, her expression unreadable. "You're different, Reese. You weren't supposed to dream of us, but you did. You weren't supposed to recognize our wards, but you do. You're not fully of this world, are you?" His jaw clenched. "I'm not part of your games." "But you are," she whispered, "and the board has been set. Every dream, every memory, they've been preparing you." Reese felt like he couldn't breathe. "Preparing me for what?" She leaned in close. The choice. And then she was gone, and Reese stood alone once again, in the heart of the ruins, Trinity's necklace in one hand, the cold night pressing in, and no way to know if Noah was alive, or if he'd wake up again in another reality. Will Reese ever find Trinity? What is exactly happening to him? Is he stuck in a loop? Is this real, or a trap set up by the warlocks?
Hey, I am Trinity. Want to know what happens next? Then click the link in the description below and download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Chosen by Fate, Rejected by the Alpha.
Haunted by a nightmare of loss, Reese wakes with Noah in London, pursuing a lead on the missing Trinity. Their search takes them to a familiar, foreboding forest from his dream, where they find Trinity's necklace and unsettling warlock sigils. Then, Noah vanishes, mirroring the nightmare. A strange girl appears, revealing Reese's unnatural connection to their world and hinting at a coming choice before disappearing. Alone in the eerie ruins, Reese clutches Trinity's necklace, facing an unknown fate. Can Reese rescue Trinity and Noah from this nightmare come to life? What is the choice that awaits him in this warped reality? Reese stared at the arrivals board, his heart thudding in his chest. Just moments ago, he'd been standing in the middle of a forest, covered in blood and soot, fighting off warlocks with Noah, Juniper, and Vincent beside him. Trinity had been in chains, screaming, reaching for him. Then, nothing. He blinked and opened his eyes to the dull, sterile hum of the airport terminal. His palms were sweaty, the taste of adrenaline still in his mouth. People moved around him as if nothing was wrong. No war, no shadows chasing them, just reality. "Noah," a voice said behind him. Reese turned so fast it made his head spin. There he was. Noah, real, whole, wearing a denim jacket and holding 2 coffees. "You okay?" "You looked like you'd seen a ghost." Reese didn't know how to respond. He stared at Noah's face, then to the steaming cup he was offering. I must have dozed off." "For 3 hours," Noah said with a small laugh. "Your flight's about to board. You sure you're good?" Reese didn't answer. The dreams, no visions, had felt real. Too real. His muscles still ached from phantom pain. And Trinity, her voice still echoed in his skull. As they walked toward the gate, Reese couldn't shake the feeling that his dreams were trying to tell him something. A warning, a glimpse, or a memory yet to happen. And in his chest, the bond to Trinity pulled taut like a thread on fire. The plane's engine hummed beneath Reese's feet, but his mind was somewhere else entirely. The moment he closed his eyes, the forest returned. Juniper's scream, Vincent's body slumping, the sickening laughter of Caleb. He snapped his eyes open, his breath shallow. Noah leaned over. "Are you having the dream again?" "It's more than a dream," Reese said low. "In it, she's been gone for weeks, and we lost everyone." Noah hesitated, eyes flicking to the tray table. "You've barely slept since Trinity vanished. You need rest, man." Reese looked out the window. "In the dream, you and Vincent kept saying something about a threshold, that I had to cross it to find her." Noah frowned. "Threshold?" Reese nodded. "And every time I get close, the world resets. I lose her again." Noah didn't respond for a long moment. Then he said quietly, "Maybe we're closer than we think." Reese closed his eyes again, and in his mind, Caleb appeared, smiling, whispering, "You'll never find her, Alpha. She's ours now. And this world? This is only one of many." The town they landed in was small and misty, nestled between mountains like it was hiding something ancient. Reese had only been here once, years ago, while tracking rogue wolves. But now the place felt different. He felt watched. Vincent was already waiting near the rental car. "You look like hell," he said. "I've been there," Reese muttered. Noah gave Vincent a look. He had the dream again. Vincent tensed. "The same one?" Reese nodded. "But this time, I think I heard her." He looked at both of them. It wasn't a memory. It wasn't just a nightmare. I think Trinity was reaching out to me." Vincent didn't speak. Then finally, "There's something I haven't told you." They turned to him, confused. "Before Trinity disappeared, she came to me. She said she'd been hearing voices, echoes, warnings in her sleep. She said they were calling her back." "Back where?" Reese demanded. Vincent looked toward the misty trees surrounding the town. "Here." They reached the old house just before dusk. It was hidden past a crumbling path in the forest, an ancient warlock hideout long thought abandoned. But the symbols carved into the trees pulsed faintly. Alive. "This is where Trinity said she dreamed of being taken," Vincent said quietly. "And she described it perfectly, down to the ivy on the chimney. But she'd never been here before." They stepped inside, dust rising in clouds. The air felt wrong, warped. Time lagged behind their steps. Shadows clung too tightly. Reese walked ahead, following something unseen, a feeling, a tug. In one room he found it, a mirror. Not just any mirror, but the one from his dream, cracked, with runes along the frame. He touched it, and it shimmered, and for a brief moment he saw Trinity. Not chained, not crying, but standing in a desert of stars, her hand pressed to the other side of the glass. Then she vanished. Behind him, Vincent screamed. Reese spun, running toward the sound. Vincent was on the floor, eyes wide, convulsing. "Noah!" Reese shouted. They managed to stabilize him, but Vincent was unresponsive, his eyes glazed like he was seeing another world. "He touched the wall," Noah said breathlessly. "The one beside the mirror." Reese looked up. The symbols were changing, rewriting themselves. "Whatever this place is," he said, "it's not just a hideout. It's a conduit." Noah looked at Reese. "You said this was all a dream, right? That we weren't really there?" Reese swallowed hard. What if the dream was a memory of something we've forgotten? They stood in silence, the mirror humming beside them. And far, far away, across space, across plains, across veils, Trinity stood in a realm of silence, watching them through the glass. Unable to scream, unable to reach. But she whispered anyway. "Reese, find me." Reese stared at the humming mirror. Trinity's spectral image burned into his mind. Vincent lay still, lost in whatever nightmare the wall had shown him. Noah's face was a mask of fear and dawning comprehension. Had Reese's dreams been glimpses into another reality? A battle they had already fought and lost? Was Trinity trapped in that star-strewn desert, a prisoner of Caleb's? And if this house was a conduit, what other worlds lay beyond the shimmering glass? More importantly, could they find a way to shatter the barrier and bring Trinity back? Or were they already too late?
Hey, I am Trinity. Want to know what happens next? Then click the link in the description below and download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Chosen by Fate, Rejected by the Alpha.
Pocket FM.
To unlock all the episodes, click the link in bio.